Howdy, InnerOval members, and welcome to our next video. In the last video, we spoke about being assertive versus being aggressive, and hopefully you have tried that out a little bit, asking questions, looking for consensus as opposed to demanding what you want, and speaking up more for yourself. However, things don't always go the way you want them to, and so today's topic is going to deal with finding success when you didn't necessarily think there was success. I mean, it might have been that there are times where things didn't go the way you thought they were going to go, and you said, wow, that didn't work. It just wasn't what I wanted. I blew it. What a waste of time. It isn't always the case. Sometimes it has to do with what it is that you are looking for. And the bigger question would be defining success. Why does it even matter if you look for what went right as opposed to just accepting what didn't happen? And there's a reason for that, and the reason is we bring down the ultimate laws of habit change. The prime commandment of habit change, if you're trying to change a habit, what you're trying to do is thou shalt not buy what thou needs, rather thou shalt buy what thou wants. Let me explain this part a little bit. Thou shalt not buy what thou needs, rather thou shalt buy what thou wants. Put in regular English, it's people don't buy what they need, they buy what they want. And I've used this a lot, but it's a really important lesson. By buy, I don't necessarily mean an exchange of currency, I mean an exchange of ideas as a possibility. In other words, if I'm told to do something, and I can see that it's going to be successful, but I don't want to do it, even if I need to do it, I won't do it. So the want overpowers the need. Therefore, if I am doing something and I am not seeing the results that I want, I will not continue to do it, even if in the end it's going to work out okay. I have to want to do it. I do not want to do things that are a failure, or so I perceive them. So if I can find the successes in them, then I am more inclined to go forward. And that's why it's important to look for the good results. So if we aren't getting good results, or even if we are getting good results, but we don't feel good about them, we will not continue. And that's why it's important to find the success in what's going on, even if it's only a tiny success. So what happens usually is we go ahead and we set up a goal and we try and hit our target, and we basically try all these different things, and we hope that we're going to get a bullseye, and it doesn't. And so what we tend to say to ourselves is, wow, that didn't work. I missed. I blew it. It's just not working for me. The problem here isn't that we're trying to achieve a goal, it's sometimes the goal isn't set correctly. If our definition of a success is landing in this one small area, and even if we just miss the bullseye by a little bit, we say, I didn't make it. So the key in order to fix this is to make the goal a little bit bigger. If you're not hitting your goals, adjust the target. I mean, is it really a sign of failure if you move your goal an inch or two, or a pound away, or a month further? That's not failure. That's finding success, just doing it on a different timetable. And really, that small psychological distinction can make a huge difference in whether or not we feel we're successful. So, as always, we bring out our little happy speaker, and he is going to tell us, how do we find success more often? So here are some of the tips that you can put into place, some very practical tips about finding success more often. First of all, look at the whole picture, not just part of it. If, again, we're talking about losing weight, don't look at just what happened when you stood on the scale. Look at how your clothes might be feeling. Look at some of the successes you've had during the week. I can't tell you how many people, when they're following a program and they're tracking their food, always say, well, look where I blew it, look where I blew it. I'm curious what it would be like if you said, look where I was successful, look where I was successful. So look at the whole picture. Don't use selective viewing. Find the whole picture, and I'm sure you will find some successes. Another technique that you can use is stay away from all or nothing thinking. Even if you had a rough week, again, expand the view. So it was 1 week. It wasn't everything went wrong. It was just that week went wrong. And I bet if you narrow that down, you'll find that it was just a small part. Maybe it wasn't that you blew the day, you just blew the evening. And I really hate the use of the word I blew it. But I was sloppy or I was careless on the evening. So watch out for the all or nothing thinking. Cheating, perfect, bad, good, those type of words are always indicators of all or nothing thinking. Consider anything that doesn't happen the way you want it to. For that matter, consider anything that happens the way you want it as feedback. It's all feedback. So when things don't go the way you want, it's feedback, not failure. It's merely a lesson about how to not do things. But it's not failure unless you decide, again, you blew it and you look at the whole thing as all or nothing. And then, as always, look for what worked. It might only be a small segment, but if you look for what worked, you will find successes. If you find successes, you will make more successes. If you make more successes, things will, of course, start to move. So look for the success. It doesn't mean be a Pollyanna. It does mean be more honest about the whole picture and give yourself a little bit of credit. Don't be so willing to beat yourself up. Accept a compliment now and then. That will always help. So that's our topic on how to find success more often and why it matters. As always, a preview for what's coming next. Our next topic deals with changing a mindset, as most of this does. You ever feel like when you're having to change something, it's like, why do I have to do that? Why do I have to be the one who has to watch his weight? Why do I have to be the one who has to go out and be active? Why do I have to be the adult? Well, when we feel like we have to, we don't feel real good about things. You know, we get kind of grumpy and it's no fun and we're inclined to not do it. What would it be like if you changed from I have to do it to I get to do it? Wow, this is actually something I get to do. And it's a simple mindset change, but it makes all the difference in our attitude. And as we've talked about consistently, attitude is what counts. So that'll be your next video. As always, thank you for staying involved. If you need any help, you know where to find me. ThisTimeIMeanIt.com, or you can even give me a phone call, 707-442-6243. If you know other people who would be interested in this, send them to 4monthstogoal.com. Always a good site to check out. And as always, treat yourself special. Thank you.